Good day, everyone. We are the Group 2, so I am Cypress Bulyo, together with Ms. Cintichi Carnaje, Mr. John Dalisay, and Mr. Kendrick Daga. So, we will be discussing about the indigenous groups in the Philippines, specifically the Kalinga, Tinguian, Isneg, and Gaddang Groups. So, I will be discussing the Kalinga people, which is one of the well-known indigenous groups in the Philippines. Now, first is, let us talk about their origin and location. So, the Kalinga people, they live in the northern part of Luzon, especially in Kalinga province, which belongs to the Cordillera Administrative Region. And their homeland is surrounded by mountains, rivers, and fertile land. And because of this mountainous environment, the Kalinga people were able to preserve their customs and traditions for many years. And they were also known in history as brave warriors who strongly resisted foreign colonizers. And because of their courage and unity, they were able to protect their land and culture. So as a result, ang Kalinga people is na-continue bitaw nila nga naa sila'y na-preserve nila ang ilahang strong cultural identity nga makita na to today. Now, next is, okay. Now that we know where they come from, let us move on to their clothing and traditions. So, ang Kalinga people, famous sila for their hand-woven textiles. So, their fabrics often use bold colors such as red, black, yellow, and white. So these colors and patterns are meaningful because they can represent status, identity, bravery, or belonging to a community. So for traditional clothing, men usually wear a bahag or loincloth, while women wear wrap-around skirts and woven tops. So they also wear beads, bracelets, and other accessories during celebrations. Another important tradition is tattooing called batek. So these tattoos are not only for decoration. Instead, ka-symbolize ni siya of bravery, achievements, beauty, and social status. In the past, ang mga male warriors is ga-earn sila og tattoos, mga tattoo, after nila mag-show og courage bitaw sa battle, while ang women is ga-wear sila og tattoos as a symbol of beauty and maturity. So ang Kalinga people, they are also skilled farmers. They plant rice using terraces and farms along mountain slopes. And this shows their knowledge in agriculture and their respect for nature. Now, after discussing their traditions, let us now explore their beliefs and practices. So, ang mga Kalinga people is, they have a deep spiritual connection with nature. So, gato sila o kanang anito or mga spirits bitaw nga connected sa nature, as well as kanang spirits sa ilahang mga ancestors. And because of these beliefs, ga-perform sila of rituals during important occasions such as healing, planting, harvesting, marriage, and protection from danger. So animals, nature, and dreams may also be seen as signs or message. So pasabot aninong gapakita kung unsa ka close ang ilahang beliefs, unsa ka connected ang ilahang beliefs sa natural world. So ilahang community is they are guided mostly by elders, and these elders are respected because tungod sa ilahang wisdom, sa ilahang knowledge, as well as sa ilahang experience. Kay kinabilib man gud nila ang kani mga elders is tabang sila nga mag-settle og mga disputes, and makatabang sila nga mag-guide sa mga younger members sa ilahang tribe. Another one is they also have another one important tradition, which is the bodong or peace pact. So kani is agreement nga ginabuhat between tribes bitaw para ma-maintain ang ilahang peace, para ma-prevent ang mga conflict o mas mapa-strong pa ang ilahang friendship. So because of this bodong, harmony and order are kept in their society. Overall, ang ilahang beliefs is ga-show sa importance sa respect, unity, peace, as well as balance. Now, finally, let us look at their current situation and what makes them unique. So today, ang mga Kalinga people is ga-face gid sila several nga mga challenges, no? And because of modernization, ang uban ng mga traditional practices, ang uban na language o uban na customs are slowly being forgotten, especially sa ilahang mga younger generation. And ga-face pud sila mga problems related sa land rights, mining, and as well as sa pagprotect sa environment. However, daghan gyapon ng efforts nga ginabuhat para uh, ma-preserve ang ilahang culture. So, communities, they continue to teach weaving, tattoo traditions, music, dance, and language to their younger generation. While, just like na lang festivals o other cultural programs nga makatabang bitaw para makakip sa ilahang heritage alive. So, what makes the Kalinga people truly unique is ang ilahang strong cultural identity. So they are widely known for their traditional tattoos, beautiful weaving, rice farming skills, peace packs, and history as brave warriors. So in conclusion, the Kalinga people are great example of how culture, tradition, and identity can remain strong despite sa mga changes over time. So now, let us have Miss Sentichi Carnaje for her assigned indigenous group. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. I am Sintichi Carnaje, and let's talk about the origin of the Tinguian group. The terms Tinguianes, Tingues, Tinguians all mean mountain dwellers. So these names describe the people who moved into the Abra Valley and the nearby highlands to escape the spread of Christian Ilocano communities. The term Tinguian is often used interchangeably with Itneg, which means the people of the interior. This term comes from iti uneg, meaning inside or interior, or from the combination of the prefix e and tineg, which refers to the river and region in Abra. The group actually identifies themselves as Itneg, together with other highland communities in the Cordillera. However, outsiders usually distinguish between two terms. Itneg is often used to refer to those living in more remote interior areas, while Tingyan refers to those who have been more influenced by lowland Ilocano culture. So now let's talk about their clothing. So in the early times, the Tingyan used tree bark as their main material for clothing. They fashioned this into headbands, loincloths, and even containers. Later on, with the introduction of cloth, their weaving skills developed and led to more detailed traditional attire. So for women, they have short sleeve jacket with knee length skirt, kimona, tapis, gamit, diniwa, and then adolescent females wear girdle attached to the clout. And for male, they wore baal, balibas, bado, and bamboo headgear. So now let's talk about their religious beliefs and practices. So the Tingian belief system mainly centers on Anito, or spirits. These spirits are grouped into three types. First are the eternal spirits who have existed since the beginning of time. Second are the neutral spirits, which are neither good nor evil. And lastly, there are ancestor spirits who can communicate with the living through shamans. At top of their belief system is the supreme deity. One is Bagatulayan, ruler of the celestial realm, and Kadaklan or Kabunian, which is the creator, helper, and teacher of the right living. And then they also believe in Maglalawa, which is their concept of life after death. So this shows that they believe the soul continues to exist even after a person dies. And when it comes to spirits, they believe that these can be either good or evil. So another interesting belief is that some spirits attend wakes and interact with the living. So next is their livelihood. So they mainly practice both wet and dry agriculture, depending on whether they live in the highlands or lowlands. So they use terraces, irrigation ditches, and dams to support their farming system. Their main crops include rice, corn, sweet potato, tubers, and sugarcane, which is used in making a local drink called basi. So they also raise animals such as dogs, pigs, chickens, and carabao. Aside from farming, fishing is also an important source of their food and livelihood. They use different tools such as bobo, asar, and aguyan, which is a form of communal fishing where people work together and share a catch. So they're also known for their weaving, especially in blankets and textiles. They also make baskets, ropes, mats, and pottery. And they also engage in trading with the lowland areas. They sell products such as timber, bamboo, and rattan. And now let's move on to the current issue concerning Tinguian. So a 2026 news report shows that Tinguian or Itneg communities in Abra are opposing a mining project covering over 16,000 hectares of ancestral land. The community is contesting the free, prior, and informed consent process under the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997, saying consultations were limited and did not involve enough people. There are also concerns about the company's past lack of proper consultation, which led to protests and barricades by residents. So the community fears environmental damage and loss of livelihood, showing that the Tingian continue to face challenges in protecting their ancestral land and rights. And now lastly, let's move on to the unique traits of the Tingian. So first, they are known for their rich textile and body art traditions. They produce woven clothing, and in the past, both men and women practiced tattooing with designs inspired by nature like animals and stars. And second is their ritual practices. They build structures like spirit houses and ceremonial spaces. And lastly, they have vibrant musical and storytelling tradition. They use instruments like gangsa, a flat gong, and perform songs such as Salidumay. Their epics like Kanag Kababaguan are passed down orally and tell stories of heroes, spirits, and origins of their people. And that is all for the Tingyan. Next is the Isneg to be discussed by Mr. Daga.
Good day, everyone. Today, I will discuss the Isneg people, which is an indigenous group found in Apayao, located in northern Luzon. They are also known as the Apayao and are believed to be among the early Austronesian settlers in the Philippines. The Isneg people live mostly along the Apayao River, which plays a central role in their daily life, transportation, and food sources. Their environment has greatly shaped their culture and way of living. The culture of the Isneg people reflects their deep connection with nature. In terms of clothing, men traditionally wear a loincloth called bibaag, while women wear a wraparound skirt called tapis, which is often decorated with beads and ornaments. They also practice animism, which is believing that spirits live in natural elements like rivers, forests, and mountains. Their daily practices include farming, fishing, and hunting, along with rituals for healing, harvest, and protection guided by spiritual leaders. Today, the Isneg people face several challenges. These include loss of ancestral lands due to development projects, environmental damage, and cultural erosion as modernization spreads. They also experience limited access to education and healthcare because of their remote location. What makes the Isneg culture unique is their strong connection to rivers. Unlike many other upland groups, they have rich oral traditions including stories and chants passed down through generations. Their rituals are detailed and meaningful, especially in healing and community events. They are also known for having generally peaceful social structure with strong cooperation among community members. As Filipinos, we have a responsibility to help preserve their culture by respecting their rights, supporting laws like the IPRA law, and promoting awareness and appreciation of indigenous traditions. Next discussion, please.
Good evening, everyone. I am John Delisay, and I'm going to discuss the Gaddang Groups, an indigenous ethno-linguistic group in northern Luzon. The Gaddang are indigenous group found in Cagayan Valley, particularly Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, Quirino, and Cagayan, and most areas in Cordillera Administrative Region. So they are considered a group between highlanders and lowlanders, with communities located in both river valleys and upland areas. In terms of origin, the Gaddang have existed long before Spanish colonization. During that time, some of them intermingled with other lowland groups, while others moved to the mountains to resist foreign control. Now, this led to changes in their population and cultural identity over time. So, their clothing is known for being colorful and highly decorative, especially among highland groups who use beads, shells, and ornaments. While ceremonial attire is elaborate, their everyday clothing is simple and practical. When it comes to beliefs, the Gaddang have traditionally believed in anitos and spirits and followed rituals connected to the earth, world, and the afterlife. So today, many of them are Christians, but traditional beliefs are still present in their practices. So their way of life includes farming, living in elevated houses made of bamboo, wood, and maintaining strong kinship systems. They also practice peace pacts called pudon and have rich traditions and rituals, healing practices, and storytelling. So, a unique trait of the Gaddang is their language. So, which contains sounds that not commonly found in sa other Philippine language. So, and their ability also to adapt and integrate to the other groups that we may call assimilate, something like that. However, they face mga challenges such as I mentioned earlier, cultural assimilation and decline of their language and gradual loss of traditions due to the modernization. So here in marriage and social traditions, so the Gaddang have no strict rules of exogamy or endogamy. So both men and women gain status also through marriage, so that women also can own and inherit property. They can also participate in church, government, and business. So there are various mga marriage rituals in Gaddang. So that includes the baluan, manggakit, matikala. So baluan is a song for ritual blessings. Manggakit is the advice for sure songs and dance. And matikala, matakhelala, is ritual for removing negative spirits. So yeah, here in ritual and practices, so as I mentioned earlier, the patunok, mabaw is a healing for ritual instinct, mabawang or strengths and family ties and longevity, while imunugakit is that it strengthens the family's ties and from the community. So yeah, rites of passage, so palansing, naputay, kayaw, and palagfu, and durawan. So the men also perform prestige feasts once in their lifetime. Next would be the cultural traits. So known for their oral traditions, no, that includes mga riddles, proverbs, ghosts and mythological stories, strong belief systems with multiple deities and epic heroes. They are also highly adaptive culture, integrating with other groups, or they can easily assimilate to any other cultures. So the Gaddang are also officially recognized as a protected indigenous group by the NCIP of the 1997. Next is the current issues, so I have mentioned it already earlier. So they face current challenges such as cultural assimilation, decline of their language, and the gradual loss of traditions due to modernization. So, influence of the dominant cultures such as Ilocano, gradual erosions of traditional practices and belief, since they are adaptive and easily to assimilate to other cultures. So, now the Gaddang faces these issues. So, yeah. So in conclusion, the indigenous groups of northern Luzon, including the Kalinga, Tinguian, Isneg, and the Gaddang, represent the rich cultural diversity of the Philippines. Each group has their own identity, yet they share common values such as strong kinship and respect for elders, and also deep connection to their ancestral lands. As modernization continues, it is important to preserve the cultures and tradition so that future generations can continue to learn from and appreciate their heritage. Thank you for listening. This is Group.